Telekom to the Sadio Arena for a huge night of European basketball. Lietkabelis have had a tough start to their Basketball Champions League campaign with 2 losses from their first 2 games. And our visitors, Türk Telekom, have had an absolute polar opposite start to that, picking up 2 wins from 2 games. And Türk Telekom turned over Lietkabelis Holon by 3 points on game day 1 and also had an 8-point win against Sassari last week. So here's our schedule. As you can see, Strasbourg picked up a big win against Manresa, and Torun lost at home to Lietkabelis Holon. Also, Sassari will take on Oostend later on this evening to complete game day 3 within this group. And like I say, polar opposite starts to these 2 teams. 1 unbeaten, 1 yet to pick up a win. Plenty of pressure on them. We're at game day 3 now. 14 game days in the regular season. Already eyes will start looking at the postseason and which teams are shaping up to make a move for the title. Here are our standings now as we look at Group A. As you can see, Strasbourg and Manresa both sit at the top of the table at the moment. 5 points for them, 2-win, 1-loss record. However, if Türk Telekom win here this evening, they'll go to a 3-0 win and top the table, leaving Lietkabelis at the bottom of the table. If Lietkabelis pick up the win, they have a chance of jumping up a couple of spaces in the table, and it really would be a much-needed win for the home team. But for the visitors, a fairly relatively young roster, only 2 players over 30, but that said, they've got plenty of experience on the international stage. You have to look at the backcourt combo of TJ Campbell and RJ Hunter. They've combined for 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists per game so far. And it would be a miss not to mention big man Mustafa Fall, 11.5 points, 7 rebounds, 1.5 blocks per game, and some massive highlight plays from him as well. As for our home side here in Panevėžys in Lithuania, Lietkabelis only have 3 players returning from last season's roster, so you were going to expect these kind of early week gelling moments that they've had. They're going to get stronger as the tournament progresses, but that needs to happen pretty soon. Here's their roster. Željko Sakic is the only Lietkabelis player with double-digit scoring. He has 14 points along with 7.5 rebounds per game. The question tonight, who else is going to step up? I'd say look out for the veterans of Lietkabelis and Brown. They need to increase their contribution if Lietkabelis are going to come away with the win here this evening. So we're just waiting in the arena for the player introductions to take place. Fond memories of this arena. Part of the Eurobasket 2011 tournament all those many moons ago. Hosted some great games, this arena did, and no doubt we could potentially have another one on our hands here this evening. As we see our visitors, Türk Telekom, just waiting to be introduced. And for Türk Telekom, a win tonight, like I said, would send them back to the top of Group A. And only 2 other Turkish teams, however, have won their opening 3 BCL Basketball Champions League games, and none of them have done it since the 16-17 season. And for me, it will be the tough defense that wins through for them. They've got the best defense in the group. They're conceding just 67.5 points per game across those opening 2 games. And it really is down to Lietkabelis. Can they break open this Türk Telekom defense? Can they split them wide open and score on them? Or are they going to struggle? But for the home team, they've never lost 2 home games in a row here in the Basketball Champions League. They won't want to break that here this evening. But you wonder who's going to step up as we see their players introduced to the arena. They do have issues shooting the ball at the moment. They've shot less than 30% from the perimeter in their opening 2 games. That really does make their opponent's defensive task an awful lot easier. If they can start shooting well from outside, they're certainly in this game for the win. You know, they do sit bottom of the group with an 0-2 record, but they can feel slightly hard done by. They only lost by a point in a heartbreaker at Sassari, and then only by 6 to Manresa last week. So I don't think you can say they've had a bad start to the Basketball Champions League. They just haven't been able to get one across the line yet. They'll be hoping this evening's game will be their first win of the season here in the Basketball Champions League. They really need to get things going soon. As we see the coaching staff of both sides just shaking hands there. The final pleasantries before we get things underway on the hardwood. And have a look at our officials now. Johan Rosso, Tanel Suslov and Alexei Davidov from France, Estonia and Russia respectively. Some familiar faces in the Basketball Champions League now on the officiating crew. Making sure that we are in for a big treat here this evening. Things are moving in the right direction for these two teams. You see the final preparations taking place now. Players getting their mental preparation in place more than their physical at this stage, just zoning into the game. Expect a lot from that man, Mustafa Fall. If you've watched any of the highlight videos so far from the Basketball Champions League this season, he has been all over them with dunks and blocks and spin moves and you name it, and he's done it. Becoming a bit of a human highlight reel at the moment, Mustafa Fall for Türk Telekom. And Lietkabelis could do with a couple of players standing up tonight and being counted. Final preparations underway as the official signal 3 minutes until the start. Once again, there's your officials, Johan Rosso, Tanel Suslov and Alexei Davidov. Looking very smart and ready to go. Record-breaking gaming the group yesterday as Holland turned over Torrent on the road, 105-122, highest ever score in a Basketball Champions League four-quartered game. Here's your starting five for Türk Telekom. It's going to be Hunter, Boygoil, Fall, Wiltshire and Campbell. As we expected, Hunter and Campbell will be a fair bit of focus offensively. And Fall is one of the strongest rim protectors in the competition. It's a tough task if you take it into the paint against him. As we see the head coach there for Türk Telekom, Birat Goran. Head coach since 2018, just his second season in charge of Türk Telekom. Here's a starting five for Lietkabelis. It's Brown, Sakic, Sinovets, Lakunas, and Sayus. Which one of those players could be the hero here this evening and get the season underway for his team? And there's the head coach, Nenad Chanak. Also his second season with Lietkabelis, but a young coach, just 43 years of age, but also success in the coaching stakes. Won the Serbian Cup back in 2018 as head coach of Partizan. Also an extensive playing career. It's only his third season as a head coach, but already making waves on the European stage. Moments away now from the start of the excitement, the start of the action here in Panevėžys. A wonderful town in Lithuania. And remember, if you want to stay up to date with everything Basketball Champions League, best way by far is to download the Basketball Champions League app. It's available on iOS and Android. Get your phones out now. It'll bring you all the latest stats, news, views, highlight videos. Make sure you download it if you want to stay up to date and on top of things all to do with the Basketball Champions League. And we're underway here in Panevėžys as Lietkabelis welcome Türk Telekom on game day 3 of the Basketball Champions League. Long shot goes up. That one's in and out for Sayus. Now into the hands of Campbell straight away. Influential player for Türk Telekom. Hunter now. Looking to use the screen, but foul rolls to the basket. Oh, and he opens his account with a one-handed flush. That's the way to start the game if you're on the road. Wonderful pass as the lane just opened up. Hunter found the wide open foul, and foul obliged with the dunk. Brent now hands it off to Lekunis. Back to Sinovet. Sinovet uses a screen. Comes back to Sayus. Sayus hands it off to Brown again. Brown steps back. Long two is no good. Comes up short with that attempt, but good offensive rebound for Lietkabelis. Sinovet now goes to the corner. Sakic for three, and they start things off well as well. Always settles nerves early in a game like this. Getting the scoreboard ticking early on for both teams. Wiltshire sets the screen as Campbell comes through it, kicks it back out to Hunter. Oh, and he returns the favour. Wing triple of his own. Inside, good defense, but the foul's going to get called on RJ Hunter. Last foul of the game for either team. Sinovet goes to the line for two shots. First three throws of the Basketball Champions League for him, and the first one is good to go. Very experienced players is Stefan Sinovet. Won titles in Serbia, Macedonia and Slovenia. And misses a second. They almost retrieve the offensive rebound, but Geigel brings in the loose ball in the end. Campbell now off to foul. Foul will look to hand this one off to someone. It comes back to Campbell. Hunter's working hard to get open. About three screens set for him there. Wiltshire goes inside to foul. Foul looking to back his way. It's a tough shot, but the foul is going to be called. You can hear the frustration from the crowd. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got that hand and he's stepping forward. Tinis Sayus. In fact, no, they're saying it was after the expiration of the shot clock, and you have to give a hat tip to the officials for that. It's great when they come together, work as a team of officials, and make the right call. So they've overturned that one, and it's Lietkabelis ball on the sideline as Brown is hustled by Campbell on his way up. A tough shot from Jelko. Sakic is no good, and Lietkabelis offense doesn't look fluid at the moment. Oh, that's a strong move by TJ Campbell, and that's the threat that foul brings wherever he is as well. Teams won't overplay on the driving point guard because they know they've got a trailing foul that could stick them on the end of a poster. Brown now up over the half. Drives inside, floats, can't get the basket to go, but the foul's going to get called on TJ Campbell. He's wagging his finger. He needs to be careful. Officials won't take too kindly to that. That's going to send Brown to the line for two shots. His first foul, second team foul of the quarter for Türk Telekom. Under 3 minutes played here in Panevėžys. And this is his first, and he's yet to make a free throw in the Basketball Champions League as we enter game day 3. Averaging 9.5 points and 5.5 assists per game is Ken Brown. The veteran guard has definitely been important for what Lietkabelis has done. Just not really been able to take them across the line yet. He'll be kicking himself after game day 2. Had the opportunity potentially to win the game on the buzzer, but couldn't get the shot away in time against Sassari. Campbell trying to shake Brown, and Brown's not leaving him alone. Foul sets the screen, back to Foul inside. Nice pass, slight loss of footing there for Bygol, and a foul's going to be called again. We'll wait to see who that one is on. Is it on Jelko Sakic? Yeah, looks like it is. First foul on him, first team foul of the game as well for Lietkabelis. Foul now. Comes back to the top. Drive inside, foul with a soft right hand, gets it to go. Screen comes up for Saya, sets it for Brown, and Brown uses it to full effect, reducing the Türk Telekom lead to just 2 points now. A cagey start from both sides, none getting a full hold of the game yet. Inside to Foul now, and that's an easy score for the big man. Standing 2 meters 18 tall, Mustafa Foul. Sinovets now pulls up for the 3, and Foul gets the block, just deflects the shot enough. Bygol now goes back, and it goes into the low post to Wiltjer. Wiltjer will go to work, hands it off to Foul. Foul just muscles his way. It's going to be an offensive foul though, I think, or is it a defensive foul? Let's wait and see. Looks like it's a defensive foul on Lietkabelis. Let's have a look again at this. Here's the pass from Wiltjer. Goes inside, and Foul needs to be careful. He's hooked his elbow around there to ease his way to the basket. The officials obviously saw a foul before that. Timeout's been called by Lietkabelis. They obviously see foul as the issue. Let's jump into Coach Chanuk's huddle.
This is slow ball, slow ball. Let's do the ball, okay? First offense. 24. Okay. 24. Step on his heel. Like I said, 3
Pretty calm timeout there from Lietkabelis, and it's down to this man that's causing them issues, Mustafa Foul. They've not worked out a solution to stop him yet. He's up to 8 points already. Hasn't missed a shot. Not hard to believe, as most of his shots are from less than probably a centimetre from the basket, but he'll go to the line to convert a potential 3-point play and extend the Türk Telekom lead out to 7. And the extra 1 is good. 60% from the free-throw line prior to this evening's game, Mustafa Foul. Lakunis now. And quite a stagnant offense here from Lietkabelis. They're going to show him the baseline, and it's almost stolen away. Brown holds on to it though, skip to the corner. Sakic for 3, nails the big corner pocket 3. Jelko Sakic. Back into Wiltjer now. Going to go to the basket. They can't help across. Wiltjer will just go one-on-one against Sakic, and the problems in the paint are mounting for Lietkabelis. If they don't double across on Wiltjer, he's going to take them to the basket in the low post. Sakic now going to return the favour on Wiltjer. Tries to hand it inside, but it's stolen away, and they're out at the races. Into the hands of Campbell. He's off target though. Brown now. What can Lietkabelis do? Can they get their offense firing? Brown for 3. No joy. Almost an offensive rebound for Sinovets. Comes off his hand though. Hunter inside to Wiltshire. Old school hook shot's no good. And Kunis brings it down for Lietkabelis. Slowing down now. Slow offense for Lietkabelis, and an ugly looking shot from Thomas Lekunis. Into the hands of Campbell, floated inside to Foul, and once again he gets the score, and there is nothing Lietkabelis can do at the moment to stop the big man from absolutely running roughshod over them in the paint. He's up to 11 points now, and another breakaway, two-handed flush. RJ Hunter and Türk Telekom are plundering at the moment, up by 11. 6.5 minutes gone in the first quarter here in Panevėžys. Foul's going to be called. We'll wait to see who that one's on. You can see fouls worked hard in the opening phases of this game, as TJ Campbell will go to the bench. What foul's been chalked up against him. That's his second of the game, so they'll want to save him, that's for sure. He's averaging over 13 points and 4 assists a game, important to what they do. Oh, and he's lost his footing there, too quick for his own feet, Ken Brown. Nice 1-2, and a rejection is no good though. Martinez Sayas blocking the ball after it touched the glass, so the 2 will be good from Wiltshire. Basket is given as we see Nick Johnson come in. Things don't get any easier. Nick Johnson, a G League champion, a finals MVP back in 2018 as well. In the G League in the States. Back into the hands of Ken Brown for Lietkabelis. And the loose ball, as you'd expect, seems to fall into the hands of Türk Telekom every time. By Goyle now, brings it over the half. Hands it off to Johnson. Foul will come up and set the screen. They'll run the pick and roll and look for the mismatch. It's not there, but Foul's got positioning for the rebound, pulls it down, and take your choice on who fouls him. He is running Sayas ragged at the moment in the paint. Dimsha's going to be called, I think, for this one, as he brings his arm down on him and tries to knock it away. Tomasz Dimsha. Some big shots so far in the Basketball Champions League. It's going to be a baseline ball as we see the big man Foul go to the bench. Things don't get easier as Egemen Guan comes into the game for Türk Telekom. Tough play. Johnson can't convert the M1. It's a smart pass in for Egge. Puts it in high and floats it, but Lietkabelis' defense wasn't ready for that one and forced to foul. You can see Tomasz Dimsha chasing hard, but wasn't able to hold on to him. Egge at the line. Sorry, Nick Johnson at the line for his 2. Connects with the second. Wait for the foul to be called. I think that one's going to get chalked up either to Wiltshire or Nick Johnson. I think it might have been Johnson trying to fight his way around the Sayas screen. As Wiltshire goes to the bench, and he's also had a strong start to the game as well. As Turin comes in. Nice pick and roll. Sayas goes to the glass. He needs to make those though. Manages to get it on the second tip back. They need to make hay while the big man Foul is on the bench. Guan now. Couple of dribbles, hands it back. Drive inside is no good for Edgate. And the rebound is into the hands of Metin Terran. Things have got a little bit scrappy for Türk Telekom. I don't think it's any coincidence that Foul's on the bench. They lose a bit of impetus and a little bit of focus on the offensive end when he's not on the floor. Good interception by Sayus. Into the hands of Normantas. Into the corner, Dimsha. No good though. He definitely has the ability to hit those shots. You could hear by the reaction from the crowd more than anything else. Anticipation when he gets the ball and he's open on the perimeter. Screen set by Guan. Not used fully this time though, as Weigel will go to the line. It's knocked away and Guan can't get the putback. Should have done in that situation. We've got a one-on-one now. And the roll is kind to Thomas Dimsha. And Lietkabelis are back within 10 points now. Nice move, uses his body to protect the ball as he goes up. Edgay now, comes back out. The Weigel. Weigel's going to be fouled by Sayus, and that's a silly foul to pick up as you're hedging across the screen. It's going to take him to the bench. Yeah, he was just a little bit late and also stepped way too far. If you're late, you almost can't hedge. Just his first foul, but he's played nearly the entire first quarter so far, so a deserved rest for the focal big man for Lietkabelis, Martinez Sayus, and at the line is Mohamed Weigel. Good free throw shooter, 83% from the line prior to this evening's game in the Basketball Champions League. In his younger days was part of the Turkish national team program, played under 18s and under 20s for his country. His first season with Türk Telekom. 21.6 seconds left in this first quarter. Lietkabelis will no doubt want to hold on to the ball for the final shot of the opening period. As we see Olajabi go to the bench. A couple more changes on the floor as well, as Egemen Guan goes to the bench as well, and Polak Kaya comes in. What can Ken Brown do in the closing seconds? Shook the clock down to 8 now. Shaping up for a long three. In and out with that attempt. Rebound dragged down, stolen away. They get it up in time and they get it to go. What a great finish from Vitanis Lietkabelis. Yeah, for the home team, Lietkabelis manages to get it away. Let's have a look at the replay with the clock in the background. Oh, he gets it off with 0.2 seconds left in the first quarter. Wonderful heads-up play, steals it away, gets the shot away, off the glass, rattles home the two. End of the first quarter, Lietkabelis 13, Türk Telekom 25. In fact, Lietkabelis 15, Türk Telekom 25. Let's go into the huddle at the end of this first quarter. Let's listen to what the coaches have to say. What an interesting first quarter we've had. A 10-point lead for Türk Telekom at the end of the first 10. They got off to a good start. It was on the shoulders of Mustafa Foul that they got away to a good start. He's got himself 11 points in that first quarter. along with 2 rebounds. And he really was the foundation of their offensive effort early on. But you have to give some credit to Lietkabelis. They came back into things strongly. Sakic has got himself 5 points. And that final play of the quarter from Lietkabelis was a big play, bringing it down to just 10. But there's some replays of what Mustafa Fall does. Game in, game out. That was the opening score of the quarter. As we see Ken Brown working hard on the other end. Things haven't necessarily gone his way so far. Just 3 points to his name, 1 from 5 from the field for one of the focals on the offensive end for Lietkabelis. And Türk Telekom, impressive on the offensive end yet again. 25 points in the first quarter, on track for a 100-point game. Not sure they're going to beat the record that Holland put up yesterday. 122 points they scored against Torrent. Same group as these two teams. So here we go, start of the second quarter here in Panevėžys. Lietkabelis, the home team, trail by 10, 15 to 25 to Türk Telekom. Game day 3 of the Basketball Champions League. Hunter now hands it to Terran, inside to Guan, and he gets it to go. And this is the problem you have. This isn't one big man threat from Türk Telekom. They're not exactly trading down when they bring Guan into the game. Nice reverse layup. Good vision on the offensive end for Lietkabelis. Lietkabelis has come into the game and certainly made a difference. Brought some smarts with him. Johnson now at the top. Calls for Edgate. Good quick ball movement here. Wide open, right hand off the glass. RJ Hunter gets himself up to 7 points now. Yet to miss from the field. Oh, and Dimsha slides his way to the basket, and Lietkabelis has started this second quarter much more fluidly on the offensive end. Less stagnant, more movement, more confidence by the looks of it. Johnson driving through the lane, nothing there for him though. Feeds Guan. Guan's going to go to work now against Maldunas. And the left hand is soft enough for the 2. And this is what I was saying. You know, foul gets all the headlines. But you also do have to accept that Egemen Guan, the young 23-year-old big man, also has a hell of a game on him as well. Romantis drives inside. Finds a nice pass to Olajabi. He's fouled on his way to the basket. That one's going to get chalked up to that man, Egemen Guan. Just his first foul on the first foul of the quarter for Türk Telekom. And it was all off that drive, really, from Margeris Normantas. Just disrupted and unsettled the Türk Telekom defense. Olajabi's good with the first. A recent graduate of DePaul University in the States. Averaged 12.8 points, 5.4 rebounds in his senior year there. He's a pro, a rookie pro. So plenty for him to prove on the big stage here in the Basketball Champions League. Oh, as they jump into a 1-2-2 zone press. That's quickly broken though by Türk Telekom. I'm not sure they were expecting it though. Interesting to see how they use that. They've dropped now back into a 2-3 zone of Lietkabelis. Interesting. They're obviously identifying that they're giving up a lot of points in the paint, and maybe this is their opportunity to restrict some of that. Johnson now uses the screen set by Guan. Pulls up for the long 2, and that's exactly what that zone defense wanted to do. It wanted to force low percentage poor shots. Dimsha looks to throw it inside to Olajabi, but the pass is a little bit off target. Johnson now, Guan, left hand off the glass is no good, but the rebound is for Terran, and Hunter will shoot the 3, and the basketball gods are smiling on him as that one rattles in. He's up to 10 points personal and yet to miss a shot from the field. And it could be that efficiency, but there's enough for Türk Telekom to take the win. Dimsha now uses the screen, shoots his own three, but it's an air ball. Hunter sees the outrunning Johnson, and it's blocked by Lietkabelis, but it's already off the glass. And there's ever a lesson to young players out there. You saw how Johnson approached that. It wasn't jumping as high as he could, running as fast as he could. It was all about control. Look, he's trying to draw the foul. Should have really gone up with his left hand instead of his right, if you were going to be technically tight on it, but got the job done anyway. Brown now for Lietkabelis. Got the mismatch he wants. What's he going to do with it now against Guan? Ball comes back out, but it's in and out on the shot from Numantis. Into the corner. Hunter steps out of bounds. Frustrating play. It's going to be a turnover ball. 15-point lead at the moment for Türk Telekom. And they've been good for it. They've shown the form that's given them an unbeaten start to their Basketball Champions League campaign. Yeah, we see his left foot there just tread on the line. Sakic at the top. Hands it off to Lietkabelis. Lietkabelis comes around the corner, but the defense has rotated well and blocks the lane for him. I think Hunter's going to get called for the foul. And he knows that his coach is going to want to take him out of the game. He's frustrated. He's saying, I can control and manage my own foul situation. They're not going to give him the opportunity to do it, though. They're going to take him to the bench, and just an arm round him from the coach, saying, look, you know, I'm not going to leave you in the game. You're too important for us to get you in foul trouble too early on. So he'll head to the bench as Numantis now with the ball for Lietkabelis. That's a really tough move, made even harder by the defense of Guan. And smart foul in the end there by Thomas Lietkabelis, stopping the transition offense for Türk Telekom, enabling his team to recover on the defensive end. Oh, he needs to be careful though. Didn't look like there was much of a play at the ball. Not sure whether they're going to review that one, see if it's an unsportsmanlike. Yeah, it looks like the officials have gone to the table to review. Let's have a look. Yeah, it didn't seem to be any play at the ball whatsoever there. That looks like an unsportsmanlike foul to me. Let's see what the interpretation from the officials is now. They're looking at the review. 5:52 left in the second quarter here in Panevėžys. The home team 0-2 at the moment, yet to win a game this season in the Basketball Champions League, whilst our visitors Türk Telekom are the opposite, 2-0. Yep, good call by the official, unsportsmanlike foul. It's going to send Türk Telekom to the line for two, and they'll get possession as well. Nick Johnson will go to the line for two shots. Two from three from the evening from the free throw line so far, Nick Johnson. Comes from good basketball pedigree though. His uncle Dennis, 3 times NBA champion. So I'm sure he's had many a story on how to win titles. And I'm sure Türk Telekom are hoping he's taken notes and he's ready to win them a title. And who knows, it could be the Basketball Champions League title that he helps them take. The way they've played so far this season, it wouldn't surprise me as he floats to the basket. It's a little short with that attempt though. Sakic now gets it across to Brown. And Lietkabelis' defense is not as fluid as you'd want it to be. Brown takes a tough three. Off target yet again. Brown is not having a great shooting performance from the perimeter at the moment. 0 from 5 now from outside for Brown. And that one's no good for Türk Telekom either. Oh, a scrappy phaser play from both teams here. The game just needs someone to grab it by the scruff of the neck. We're only 15 minutes in and already Türk Telekom have 5 steals to their name. Out to Johnson, steps in, kicks it out, good ball movement. 3-second violation is going to be called though. That one's on Weigl. I think he was expecting a shot to go up. He's got a smile on his face. He was already trying to box out. And this really is ball in the court of Lietkabelis now. What can they do to fight their way back into this one? Down by 17 early on. Now into the low post. Nice skip pass to Sakic. He can't make that one, and that's a good box out this time by Weigl. Edgay now with point guard responsibilities for Türk Telekom. Johnson has it stripped away, but the foul's going to be called. Türk Telekom, I think, will make the change. Well, in fact, it's Lietkabelis has made the change as Martinez Sayas has come back into the game. And whilst Türk Telekom hold such a big lead, you have a feeling their main man in the front court, Mustafa Fal, will stay seated on the bench. They're going to rest him as long as they can. Guan now sets the pick and roll going with Weigl. Foul's been called as Weigl drives to the basket. Wait to see who that one's on. Looks like it might be on Tomasz Lekunas. Yeah, just a step too slow, and once the offensive player's got that first step on you, it is such a difficult play to come back in. Oh, in fact, it's Sakic just going to get called for the foul. His third foul. That could be a big, big blow for Lietkabelis. Sakic, an important player. Their leading scorer, 14 points, 7.5 rebounds so far per game in the Basketball Champions League. So much experience as well. A 31-year-old. Played part of Croatia's impressive Olympic qualifying tournament back in 2016 when they made it all the way through to the Rio Olympics. He was also part of Croatia's World Cup qualifying campaign for the recently finished World Cup this summer in China. Played 6 games for Croatia in that. So for Lietkabelis, they can't really afford for Sakic to be in foul trouble. Here he is, open for 3. Off target this time though, and the rebound falls into the hands of Nick Johnson. He puts a huge outlet pass. Wonderful heads-up play from Nick Johnson, and Metin Tiran, he's the lucky recipient of that present. Absolute full-court pass, real heads-up IQ play. He's seen his player leak out, he's seen his teammate leak out, and Tiran is fouled as he goes to the basket by Sinovets, and you see the frustration as he slaps the backboard support. Timeout's been called. So let's jump into this Lietkabelis timeout and hear what Coach Chanop has to say to his team.
Defense 3. Defense 3, okay? If they play this screen, try to fall to the middle, okay? Clear. Okay, guys, now it's 25 points. We can't lose nothing, okay? Start play basketball, okay? Yeah, got it.
Simple message from the coaching staff there of Lietkabelis. Start playing basketball. We're down by 25 points. We've got nothing to lose now. And it's true to a certain degree. The pressure is off, really. no one's going to expect Lietkabelis to come back into this one. The issue you've got is if they don't, at the end of game day 3, they're going to be on a 0-win, 3-loss record, and they're going to be firmly rooted to the basement of their group. It makes it a very big task to fight back into it and claim a postseason playoff spot. Free throw is no good though from Terran. Martin Terran there was given that free throw. Obviously the back of making that breakaway transition layup. Here's Brown now. Comes back into the hands of Lekunis to Brown. Little fake, drives inside as the lane opens up. Comes back out to Sinovets. Sinovets is going to be short. Rebound though is going to be won by Lekunis. And wide open for Lietkabelis. He misses the 3 as well though, and the 3-point woes continue for Lietkabelis. They're 1 from 14, 7% from the perimeter, and you know that's a big problem. They've shot under 30% in both their opening game days, and it looks like they're going to do the same again here at the moment. Guan hits the short range 2, and as much as you sit in that 2-3 zone, if you're the big man planted in the paint, you have to come higher than that. You can't sit inside the restricted area. You have to offer some kind of protection further out. Otherwise, cultured big men like Guan are going to make you pay. And another turnover for Lietkabelis, and you see heads in hands of fans in the stands. They're not too sure what to make of this performance from the home team. And the pressure will be mounting on Nenad Chanuk. Into the corner now, wide open Bayol. He just adds to the Lietkabelis pain by draining the corner, ball 3. And Türk Telekom out to a 26-point lead now with just under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Foul's going to be called. That one's going to get chalked up to Nick Johnson. He's walking straight to the bench. He knows that's going to cost him his place on the floor. That's his second foul. Let's have a look at the replay. And you can see him just step into Lekunis. And he knows it. You can see on the look of in his face that he just didn't get away with that one. Oh, nice shot. That's good to go for Ken Brown. And that was needed. Really needed for Lietkabelis. Only their 8th point of this second quarter. Inside Guan now. Off the mark with that one. As Sayas battles with him and manages just to knock the ball out of bounds off him. So it's going to be a Lietkabelis ball. Let's have a look at a replay of that. Oh, tough to pick who's that game off. Quite a scrap for the rebound as Brown advances it up over the half. Oh, he hits the 3. Back-to-back scores for Ken Brown. And timeout is going to be called by Türk Telekom. Smart play by Birat Goran, the head coach for Türk Telekom. He doesn't want that run to continue. He needs to cut the momentum for Lietkabelis and make sure they make the most of this final play in the, or final few seconds in the first half, should I say. Let's jump into his huddle and see what he and his coaching staff have to say.
Hey, if they continue zone defense, okay, 2-1-2. Şafak, 1-2-2 gibi yapıyorlar bence. Zor yapıyorlar. Fark etmez. Hey. Enes. Zoro, Mami. Enes. Egemen, okay. And Metin. Pass here. Hand off. Metin center. Mami here. Metin inside, Egemen inside, okay. Ben topu alıyorum, kime hendur? Bana hendur bağlı. Hey, İsmen. Replay. Fist down. Fist down. Press break, or press break.
Here are some of the replays as Lietkabelis have sparked a bit of a comeback. But Türk Telekom certainly still have them at arm's length as they lead by 21 points with a little over a minute to play here in the first half in Panevėžys, Lithuania. And into the game for the first time just a short while ago was Enis Taskerin for Türk Telekom, number 17. Weigel now hands it off to Taskerin. Inside to Tiran. Tiran now. Oh, nice pass, but it's stripped away. Good quick hands by Martinez Sayas for Lietkabelis. Inside. Can he go to work now? He can. Little fake. 2 pump fakes and the score for Martinez Sayas. Up to 4 points for him. Alongside his 2 rebounds. Still sitting in the 2-3 zone. Lietkabelis and you can see Guan just hovering along that baseline to cause problems. Almost stolen away. It's going to be a tough fadeaway, but Weigel gets it to go. What can Ken Brown do? He can draw the foul from Taskerin. They're not in the bonus yet, though. 8.5 seconds to go. It will be a sideline ball for Lietkabelis. Can they bring the Türk Telekom lead to under 20 points? Potentially they can. Back into the hands of Ken Brown. A couple of dribbles. It opens up for 3. Feeds it inside. Wonderful pass from Brown to Sayas. And that's going to be the last of the action here in the first half as Sayas acknowledges the wonderful assist from Ken Brown. That's going to give us our end score here at the end of the first half. Home team Lietkabelis 30, the visitors Türk Telekom 49. There are your shooting statistics from the first half. As you can see, very efficient performance from Türk Telekom across the board, and it's the exterior shooting from Lietkabelis letting them down. Really struggling. The rebounding stakes aren't too different. They're battling quite hard, but the perimeter shooting from Lietkabelis is 2 from 15. They're only at 13%. Mustafa Fall didn't play in that second quarter. All 11 points for him in the first quarter, and really Ken Brown woke up in that second quarter. He's taken his tally to 8 and leads the scoring for the home team, Lietkabelis. And here we are after 20 minutes, and the unbeaten Türk Telekom are showing their form once again. They lead this game by 19 over the winless Lietkabelis. And what is in the pocket of this Lithuanian team? Can the team from Panevėžys change things up in the second half and fight their way back into this game? They've certainly got the talent to do it, but potentially it's going to be a big ask. Türk Telekom stamped their authority on the game early on. Mustafa Fall scoring for fun in the early stakes. 11 points from him helped Türk Telekom open out a 25-15 lead at the end of the first quarter. For the second quarter, pretty similar affair in the second quarter as well. 15-24 in favour of the visitors in that quarter. But you just felt towards the back end of that second period, Lietkabelis started putting some things together, started finding some momentum. They really did start to get things moving on the offensive end. They're still struggling defensively to stop Türk Telekom getting shots in the paint, even though they dropped to a 2-3 zone, which should do that. And that could be a key. That could be a key in the second half. Can they stop the interior power of the likes of Fall and Guan, who have just dominated for Türk Telekom? Or will they be too much for them? That's what it's going to come down to. Several aspects. For Lietkabelis, can they start scoring from the perimeter? Can they improve their three-point shooting? And can they defend their paint better than they have so far here this evening? If they can, then there's a chance they can fight their way back into this game. If they can't, then it could be a long 20 minutes from the home fans here in the stands of the Sadio Arena in Panevėžys. As we see some of the replays and some of the action from the first half. As I say, Türk Telekom lead by 19 on the shoulders of Mustafa Fowl. He only played 7.5 minutes. He's got 11 points to his name, though. 2 rebounds as well. As RJ Hunter's also in double digits. He's got 10 points and 3 assists to his name. For the home team, no player in double digits yet. Kendrick Brown is the closest. He's 8 points, 2 assists. Just behind him is Martinez Sayas with 6 points and 2 rebounds. Still plenty of action ahead of us here in Panevėžys. And make sure you join us for all the second half action shortly after these replays. So at the half-time break, the home team, Lietkabelis, trail the visitors, Türk Telekom, 30-49. We'll be back shortly with all the second half action.
Last 3 minutes of the half. Oh, the weak side just opened up. The one goes straight down the middle and flushes one.
Davis, meanwhile, gets in and makes a very tough reverse layup. No wonder they call him Jordan-esque.
Gillivatsa gets rejected. Well, what a block. Tell you what, Jeff Nidberg making a count in transition, and right now, Gaziantep are just searching for answers, but really, Aaron Nidberg is just taking this game over.
Oh, what a play by Chris Wright! It looked like he had no chance of making that one. Almost takes the shot while he's lying on the floor.
Sam Butler's now inbounds the ball to baseline. Listen to Hatcher spins around. Well, he's got to make that shot. William Hatcher, are you serious? This guy, veteran, is putting on a show. I mean, he looks like a globetrotter right now.
Julius low post. It's past to Ray. Ray putting it on the floor. Oh, scoops it up and it goes for Kendrick Ray.
Header bender. Almeida in the lane. Almeida for the win. Doesn't get it, but a tip back is in. And now, Aaron Nidberg, they win the game with Hankins here in overtime. I can't believe it. Here's Almeida. Goes in the lane. Hankins comes up. Oh, that's game over. Aaron Nidberg now have won this ball game.
8 points now. Wow, and that's a big time block. Big time defensive play. Not in this house as Gentile tries to get through.
But someone goes up for the jam. There's no way Zabanov was going to allow himself to be on the wrong end of a post.
What a tough catch by Martin, and he puts it up! Oh my goodness!
goodness! Oh my goodness, he's made it! Was it Stone in the end? Unbelievable. These guys refuse to lose tonight.
Welcome back to Panevėžys here in Lithuania for game day 3 of Basketball Champions League action. And that man there, Mustafa Fowl, didn't have a big half. He had a big first quarter and didn't bother playing in the second quarter because he was so big in the first quarter. He ended that with 11 points in just over 7.5 minutes of action, along with 2 rebounds as well. 100% from the field, 5 from 5. Not difficult when you're shooting the ball only a few centimeters away from the ring. Wonderful first half performance from him. And that's what's really enabled Türk Telekom to open up an impressive 19-point lead at the halftime break. Lietkabelis 30, Türk Telekom 49. As for Lietkabelis, it was a tough first quarter. As we see the Türk Telekom top scorers, Fowl with 11, Hunter with 10, and Weigel with 9. And an awful lot of their scoring came from the paint. A few perimeter shots, but they dominated the paint. And moving across to the home team, Lietkabelis. No players in double digits scoring at the moment. Here's their top scorers, Ken Brown with 8, Sayers with 6, and Sakic with 5. Once again, they've struggled to shoot the ball from the outside. Just 2 from 15, that's 13% from the perimeter. And it's going to be tough to win a Basketball Champions League game when you're shooting the ball that way. Ken Brown leading their scoring, 8 points, 2 assists to his name. Just behind him is Martinez Sayas, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals on the box score for him. But a huge amount more needed from Lietkabelis here in the second half. There's their leading scorer coming back onto the floor. Late out of the locker room, Ken Brown. Only 1 from 5 from the perimeter, and that's kind of summed up their offense. They've got shots, they've just not made them from outside, and they really need them to start falling if they're going to come away with the win here. And remember, these two teams couldn't have had polar opposite starts to their Basketball Champions League seasons. Türk Telekom currently opportunity, if they win here tonight, to go top of the group with a 3-0 record, whilst Lietkabelis yet to win a game after their opening 2. Let's jump into some of the huddles and get the final thoughts of the coaching staff of both teams.
Okay, passing tempo, cut tempo, movement, and then fast break organs. Okay. Fifth man, we start with chest motion. Okay. Chest motion. Okay, if there is a show up here, don't forget how to move. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't look scoreboard, okay? Defense by defense, okay? Defense by defense, okay? Offense. Okay. We play one, they force, they force.
Okay, just set the screen back.
Okay, play one. Okay, play one. Željko, stay here on low post, okay? Try to receive the ball little bit wider, okay? Play screen, go, attack here, okay? Željko still on him, okay? Come on, guys, 1 minute, take it. Yeah,
Simple message from Coach Chanik of Lietkabelis. He's basically saying play one defense possession at a time, and that is the way to get back into a game like this when you trail heavily. 19 at the half, they trail by, and they can take it possession by possession. They can find themselves back into this game. A worrying sight for them, though, will be Mustafa Foul back on the floor for Türk Telekom. Terrorise them in that first quarter, and they'll be hoping they've got a solution for that problem here in the third. So here we go, the third quarter underway in Panavici. Home team Lietkabelis trail 30-49 to the visiting Türk Telekom. Game day 3 of the Basketball Champions League. Brown now with the ball at the top. Skips it to the weak side corner. Oh, and that's a great start. Dimsha nails the corner 3. Exactly what the home fans and the home team will have wanted. Almost stolen away it is. Brown's going to intercept that one and come away with it. Finds it into the hands of Lietkabelis, and they've hit back-to-back threes. What a start for the home team. Reduced the Türk Telekom lead to just 13 points now. It's a picture book start to the second half for Coach Chanik and his men. Into the hands of Foul now in the low post, going up against Sayas. Oh, wonderful pass from Foul. And well held on to by Beigel. Good heads-up play by Mustafa Foul. That's an assist to his 11 points. Pass goes inside of Sayas, but it's stripped away. Wiltshire now. Oh, he throws it away, though. Puts his hand up. It's his problem. His bad, as he says. Just a poor pass. And maybe this is the first signs of Türk Telekom looking slightly rattled. And Lietkabelis get their perimeter game rocking. They haven't done so in the first 2.5 games here in the Basketball Champions League this season. Sakic now, he's on 3 fouls. It's a risk to have him out, but they're rolling the dice early. Dimsha again for 3. Oh, he's hit another one! 3 3-pointers in the first 2 minutes here from Lietkabelis. And he's blown the game open again. Hunter now inside to Foul. Skips it back out. Beigel to Hunter. Catch and shoot for 3. And he silences the crowd. But you see the reactions from Bilat Goran. As the officials just making it clear that you can't touch the ball once it's gone through the hoop. Don't delay the game, otherwise it'll be a technical foul. Here's Brown with the ball now into Sakic's hands. Lietkabelis out to Dimsha. He's open for another 3. Surely not. He has nailed 3 triples in the first 2.5 minutes of this second half, and Dimsha has been the game changer. Türk Telekom lead down to just 12 now. A long 3 from Hunter. Oh my goodness me. That came from range. Dimsha now to Sakic. Sakic long 2 is no good. Foul will pull the rebound down for Türk Telekom. Now into Welcher. Welcher, little step in and fade away. Textbook offense from Carl Welcher. Now into the hands of Sayas to Sakic. Hands it off to Brown. Brown for 3. Not this time for Lietkabelis. And Türk Telekom will have the opportunity to potentially extend their lead back up to 20 now. Campbell finds foul, kicks it out. Wiltshire for 3. No good. Sakic with the rebound. And this feels a much more comparable game as Lietkabelis throws it away. That's a smart heads-up play by Hunter. He's falling out of bounds. He throws it off Dimsha. And Türk Telekom will hold on to it. There's the pass stolen away, and he knew he was going to go out of bounds. Smart heads-up play there by RJ Hunter. TJ Campbell now being harassed and harangued by Brown. Weigel looking for foul inside. Oh, and the easy 2. Sakic left with no chance there. He's on 3 fouls. Didn't want to pick up a 4th early on. Türk Telekom lead is back to 19. Brown's got the mismatch he wanted. Skips to Sakic in the corner. Catch and shoot 3 for Sakic, and he nails it. And a completely different Lietkabelis team has come out in this second half. They have shot the lights out in this second half after an abysmal first half performance. They're now up to 7 from 21 from the perimeter. Dimsha called for his second foul there as he tries to steal the ball away. Easy call for the official. Weigel now inbounds it to Campbell. Foul, flashes up for the screen, but slides back to the basket. He's going to do the same again, you feel. Yep, he is. They've got the mismatch, though. Sayas against Campbell. Campbell for the long 2, in and out. Foul's going to be called as Wiltshire looked like he had his jersey pulled by Brown. Giving away over 20 centimetres in that battle, though, Ken Brown. Left with no real option. But you can see there, just pulling on his shirt to keep Wiltshire nailed to the ground. First foul of the game for him. Second team foul of the quarter for Lietkabelis. And the corner 3 is no good as Dimsha tries to save it, but can only bring it back in. The foul rejected, though, by Martinez Sayas. And the 3 is no good from Ken Brown. Wiltshire will bring down the rebound for Türk Telekom. Frenetic phase of play there for Lietkabelis. Into foul. Great ball movement here by Türk Telekom, but it slows down. Shot clock down to 5. Weigel inside, and he's going to draw the foul, I think, from Dimsha. That's going to be his 4th personal foul if it is for Dimsha. And that is a drag for Lietkabelis. He'd come out hot in the second half. He was 3 from 5 from the perimeter, up to 13 points. But that's his 4th personal foul and sends him to the bench with 4:26 left in the third quarter. And the crowd certainly have been given a treat here in the second half so far. It's been electric, to say the least. Lietkabelis have scored 15 points in the first 5.5 minutes, and Türk Telekom aren't far behind them. They've got 14 points. Brown now at the top being guarded by Campbell to Sakic. He's going to drive inside and try and find an option. Good quick ball movement, but Brown's too slow with the ball and the whole defense resets. Slight black hole from Brown there. Rejection by Mustafa, foul. And Türk Telekom will slow the game down. They know they don't struggle to get options in the half court. Inside to foul. Kicks it back out, but almost intercepted by Lietkabelis. It's going to be a sideline ball for Türk Telekom. And that's the wonderful thing with that man, Mustafa Fowl. They seem to zip balls in at all different angles, and I don't know if he's got Velcro or something on his hands or super glue, but the ball just sticks every time. Hunter now, fade away too. Good defense there by Sias. Brown now at the races, goes behind the back and is fouled by TJ Campbell. There's the little shake, enough to force TJ Campbell into the foul. Campbell's third foul. He's going to head to the bench. Only 2 points to his name. Only 3 shot attempts, but certainly been an important part of the game as we see Shafak Edgay come back into the game for Türk Telekom. Sinovets now comes back out to Brown. Sakic sets the screen. Brown's got the mismatch Eula wanted. Shake, hesitation, little step back, long two, in and out again. Let's see who the foul's going to be called on. Is that one going to be called on RJ Hunter? I think it is. That's going to be his third personal foul as well. Hunter on 16 points for Türk Telekom, 6 from 8 from the field, along with 4 assists. He's had a big night here. Sakic, he's going to let rip. No, he's not. He's going to feed it inside to Maldunas, who gets the 2 inside the paint. And Lietkabelis refused to go away. Türk Telekom keep turning the screw, but Lietkabelis hanging on into this one as they sit in their 2-3 zone. Wiltshire now. Oh, wonderful soft touch. Awkward looking shot, but a soft enough touch. And you often say, just get it up softly on top of that ring and gravity will do the rest. And it did in that situation. Brown now pulls the trigger on a 3. Again, struggles. And Sakic is fouled. And Sakic is causing some big problems now for Türk Telekom. He may be on... may have serious foul trouble, Sakic, but he's not stepping back from it. Well, in fact, Sakic only on 2 fouls, so no problems for him. As Brown goes to the bench, he's not had the best of the nights. Kendrick Brown, 8 points, just 1 from 8 from outside. Sakic now. Hands it back out to Nomantas. Nomantas to Maldunas. And it's knocked away by foul, but a foul is going to be called first. Wait to see who that one is on. That one's going to be chalked up to foul, I presume. He looks astonished by the call. In fact, it's going to be Edget with his first foul as Maldunas goes to the line for 2 shots, connects with the first. One of the smarter players, you'd have to say, in the Basketball Champions League. Graduated Dartmouth, the Ivy League school, back in 2015 in his first season with Lietkabelis. Played for Kadene Nevezi in Lithuania last season. Now Wiltshire with the ball on the free throw line. And it's stolen away by Maldunas. Quick feet and hands is enough to intercept that pass. into the hands of Sakic. Catch and shoot for Sakic. It's the three. And the Türk Telekom lead is now just 11 points. And it's all on the back of a shooting display from Lietkabelis that we've not seen so far this season from them. Wiltshire, oh, and he is deadly, playing the high post to absolute precision at the moment, Kyle Wiltshire. Minute and a half left here in this third quarter. Ball goes into Maldunas. He's double teamed in the low post. Manages to get it away though. Are they going to get the shot away in time? They are. What a tough shot. Thomas Lietkabelis, challenged and under severe pressure, manages to get it in off the glass. Foul now going to work, and Maldunas is going to get called for the foul. He's done well against Mustafa Foul. He's giving up some size, giving up almost 12 centimeters against Foul, but he's not backing down, and he's trying to use quick hands and quick foot speed to be the difference. Not quick enough in that situation though, as Johnson comes back into the game for Türk Telekom. As Edgay forced to throw it off Sakic, so he didn't get called for the 5-second violation, trying to inbound the ball. Throws it into Foul. Foul back out to Edgay, inside to Foul. You know which way this is going to end. A monster dunk inside for Foul. And you can see him seal out Maldunas. Only one thing in his mind when he sets the post like that. He's going to flow to the baseline. Sakic now. Oh, with a tough reverse layup. Draws the foul. And Sakic has come to life here in this second half. He has been their go-to guy so far in the first 2 game days of the Basketball Champions League. His second season playing in the Champions League. Played back in the 16-17 season as well for his team in Croatia. Sakic connects with the first of his 2. And the second. He's up. As we see a replay of the dunk there. He's up to 12 points personal now. Sorry, 13 points personal for Sakic, along with 6 rebounds. Wiltshire back out. Edgay catches, fakes the shot, doesn't take it. It's inside to Foul now. Nice pass to Johnson. Johnson goes in with the left hand. The defense is good again from Maldunas. And the foul is going to be called, I think, on Mustafa Foul. Only his second personal foul, but he's certainly not having it all his own way here in the third quarter like he did the first. Türk Telekom lead, holding at 14 points at the moment. As we see Ken Brown come back into the game for Lietkabelis. And Wiltshire takes a seat for Türk Telekom. .15 seconds left now here in the third quarter. Lietkabelis looking to take the final shot of the quarter. Fakes the jumper, kicks it to the wing. Lietkabelis hits another 3, and there's the story of the third quarter for Lietkabelis. They have been on fire from deep. What a wonderful performance for them in this third quarter, outscoring their visitors 28-20. End of the third quarter. Lietkabelis 58, Türk Telekom 69. There are your shooting percentages, and it's that 9 from 25 that's the difference from Lietkabelis, up to 36% from outside now. Not only have they improved their three-point shooting, but they've also upped the ante on the defensive end. Let's jump into their huddle and listen to coach Nina Chenak. And here are some of the highlights from that third quarter. And you have a feeling it's going to be an awful lot of long-distance rain from Lietkabelis and a fair bit of work from Mustafa Fall as well. Got different aspects to his game. Good vision from the big man there. But with 10 minutes to play, you wouldn't have credited it, but Lietkabelis are back into this game. They only trail by 11 now. They reduced the deficit by 8 in that third quarter. Can they go one step further? They need to outscore Türk Telekom by 12 to win the game, or 11 to take it to overtime here in the fourth. And that man who just scored the three, Sakic, has been influential as well. He's up to 13 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist to his name. And Tomasz Dimsza also on 13 points as well. He's 3 from 5 from the perimeter. The issue you have with him is, though, he's in foul trouble. He's got 4 fouls. And Türk Telekom have continued to go to the paint. Kyle Wiltjer had a good third quarter in his own right. But here we go. The final 10 minutes of action here this evening in Panevėžys. Game day 3 of the Basketball Champions League. The Lietkabelis trail 58-69 to Türk Telekom. Can the near impossible comeback be completed by the home team? Foul, floats to the basket, doesn't connect, and the rebound is stripped away by Teran for Türk Telekom. They'll go again. Weigel skips to the corner. Teran, oh, heartbreak. And you can hear the air just being sucked out of the arena as Teran nails a big 3 to start the final period for Türk Telekom. Sakic trying to find the cross-court pass, but Foul just swats it out of bounds. Sideline ball now for Lietkabelis. Oh, slides inside is no good, and the basket is good, but he's saying, Teran, I have a feeling the officials will overturn this one. As Teran has a right, I think, to knock that away off the ring. We see the shot by Binsa, and Teran gets up there and hits it. I don't think he hit the ring. That's the only thing potentially he could be called for. It's going to be a baseline ball for Lietkabelis. Back into the hands now of Lekunis. Nice pass inside, and Sakic heads himself another 2. He's up to 15 points personal now. Željko Sakic. Johnson out to Campbell on the outside. Johnson's going to find Foul in the low post. He'll spin the baseline, and an offensive foul called on Mustafa Foul. I presume that's going to be for hooking. That's his third foul. And it feels like, sorry, his second foul. It feels like Lietkabelis have found an answer for Mustafa Foul. And up and down the Basketball Champions League, I'm sure this game tape will be picked apart by other teams, because Mustafa Foul is a handful. Akunas now to Dimsza. Dimsza floats in. Wonderful play. A real artistic float to the basket with the finger roll. No one at home to stop him. And the lead is just 10 now for Türk Telekom. 8 minutes to play here in Panevėžys. Oh, nice pass inside. Teran inside to Foul. Foul triple teamed. 3-second violation is going to be called on Mustafa Foul. And the wheels are starting to fall off the Türk Telekom car. As foul will go to the bench and Wiltshire will come back in. You see the shrug of the shoulders from Foul. He's not too sure what's happening, but it's not going his way at the moment. Can Lietkabelis bring it back to single digits? Been a long time since they've been there. Normantus now passes it to Dimsha into the low post. Lekunis to Dimsha, Sakic, Normantus for three. Too heavy, but the rebound is big from Lekunis. Going to hand it to Sakic, he'll shoot the three. Oh! Željko Sakic has come to play in this second half. Oh my goodness me, and it's down to just 7 points now. Timeout called by coach Birak Goran for Türk Telekom. Wow, we have a game on our hands in Panevėžys. Let's jump into his huddle and listen to what he's got to say.
Hey! Metin, DJ, RJ, that's fine. Go to guy side. Pop. Metin inside. Okay. If not, go to RJ. Okay. Go to RJ. Pass. Penetration. Okay. Let's go. Hey. Hey. Defense is faster. Defense is faster. Let's go. Hey, pass.
And you can hear the change in the tone of voice from coach Birak Goran. He knows that his team are now in a game they weren't expecting to be in. And things just got tough as Željko Sakic has lit up this second half. He's up to 18 points now, 6 from 11 from the field, 6 rebounds to his name, and he's using every ounce of his veteran experience to drag his team kicking and screaming back into this one. And we have a wonderful closing phase to this game, perfectly set up here in Panevėžys. Hunter now inside Wiltshire. He's going to be fouled by Lekunis. Just over 7 minutes to play. And this one is perfectly balanced. Lietkabelis with momentum on their side. Türk Telekom maybe with a bit more form on their side. Ball inbounded now to Johnson. Wiltshire is going to hand it off to Campbell, who shoots the three. It's off left, but the ball's going to come back out. We're waiting to see what the foul call is. That one's going to be chalked up to Magidis Normantus. Just his first foul of the game. Second team foul of the quarter for Lietkabelis. Now into the corner, baseline drive is good but short, but the rebound's going to come back out. Catch and shoot for RJ Hunter. That's no good, and Sakic pulls down his 7th rebound of the game. And foul is going to be called on Metin Turan. Looking quizzically at the officials, but I'm not sure what he's quizzical about. We didn't see anything earlier on in that play. Maybe that's where it happened. But it was a clear foul in that replay. Puts his head in his hands. And we're just waiting to see. I think they want to review the play. I'm not sure whether they're looking to see whether it was an unsportsmanlike from Turan. That's not the angle you're going to see it, but oh, if that is all you take it on, it does look pretty excessive. They need a couple more angles, a bit more of a distance from it than that. Just seeing this replay again isn't going to help, I don't think. As we see him absolutely clatter Martinez Sayas. And once again, same camera angle. He's not really gone for the ball, and that's one of the qualifying factors that the officials are looking for as they have a discussion by the officials table, and Those kind of calls make or break games like this. If it is an unsportsmanlike foul, it's going to send him to the line, and it's going to give him possession as well. Yes, they've upgraded the regular foul to an unsportsmanlike foul. It's going to send Sayas to the line for 2 shots, and they're going to get possession back. Sayas yet to shoot from the 3-throw line this evening, but yet to miss so far in the Basketball Champions League this season. But these will be the highest pressure shots he's taken, for sure. It's the first. And the second. Nothing but that beautiful net sound from both of those shots. Now just a 5-point lead for Türk Telekom. Lietkabelis fully in the driving seat, momentum-wise, of this one. Normantas going to find a lane to the basket. He's going to hand it to Sakic. It's not a bad idea. Now into the hands of Lekunis. Back into the hands of Sakic. Spin, jumper, no good. The rebound battle is going to be won by Johnson, and the foul's going to be called on, I think, Martinez Sayas. Just under 6.5 minutes to play. Sayas picking up his second foul. And you hear the noise in the arena starting to pick up now. They've been reasonably quiet all game. They're going to have their way, though, in this one. They're going to be the 6th man for Lietkabelis. Tiran in and out for the 3. Where's the rebound going to end up? It's going to stay in the hands of Türk Telekom. Official making it clear that it was a Lietkabelis hand that touched the ball last. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was. Off the elbow of Lekunis. Good call to the official, but it's intercepted by Dimsha. Comes back out. Sakic not going to shoot the ball. Going to go to work against TJ Campbell. Double team comes. Oh, what a ball pass, though, by Sakic. His head drops, and rightfully so. Absolutely telegraphed that one. Nick Johnson now for Türk Telekom. Foul's going to be called this time on Thomas Lekunis. And Lietkabelis are getting in foul trouble now. That's the last of their freebie fouls from here on in. They're going to send Türk Telekom to the line. And that's not what you want to be doing at this stage. Türk Telekom so far this evening, 10 from 12 from the free throw line. That's Lekunis' 4th foul as well. Earns him a seat on the bench as Brown comes in. Johnson now to Hunter, back to Johnson. Long 2 from Johnson is short. Wiltshire fighting for the rebound, and he's managed to secure the rebound. As much as the argument from Lietkabelis is that he stepped on the line, we're not going to see it on this replay, I don't think. Let's have a look. Oh, he did as well. I'm not sure how that would have played out. We'd need to see it in more than once. Theran now hands it back. Wide open in the corner, and it rains for RJ Hunter. Silencing the crowd here in Panevėžys. Back out to an 8-point lead, and Hunter is up to 19 points, 7 from 10 from the field. Foul is going to be called, I think, on Nick Johnson. As he was trying to help back on defense, and just clattered into Dimsha. Pass. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness me. He's almost kicked Dimsha in the back of the head. He's got up so high. Long pass is going to be too long, is it? Nope, it's saved and into the hands of Dimsha. 8-point lead now for Türk Telekom. Inside, Sayas, and 1 for the big man. And Lietkabelis will not roll over. They will not go away. They refuse to lose here in Panevėžys. And Sayas has a chance to bring it to just a 5-point ball game now. That was Nick Johnson's 4th foul as well. That's also put Türk Telekom in the bonus. Both teams now will head to the free throw line for the last 5 minutes and 8 seconds of this one. And X with the bonus shot, and we have a 5-point ball game with 5:08 to play. And from what looked like a near certain win for Türk Telekom early on in this game, is now going to go to the wire. Ball is outbounded to Wiltshire as Mustafa Fall has come back in. Let's see if he can have more success in his second spell in this final quarter. Weigel now to Campbell. Campbell loses the handle. He's been tied up. Possession indicator is going to stay, I think, with Türk Telekom. As TJ Campbell gets all tied up by a couple of Lietkabelis players. You see the frustration from coach Vidat Gordon. And coach Nenad Chanuk will no doubt take some praise for the fight back from his team, but he will also be asking the question, why do we let ourselves get in such a hole early on in this game? So Campbell to inbound the ball now for Türk Telekom. Almost stolen away. It falls into the hands of Fall. No time left. He'll shoot the three. Puts up a brick though. Good defense by Lietkabelis. Three for Sakic. Oh, not the brightest choice. So early in the shot clock from Željko Sakic. He's been feeling it in this second half, but you question his decision making there. Inside to Fall. It doesn't stick this time though, and Brown will come away with it. Now to Dimsha. Dimsha drives the baseline and is fouled. He's earned himself a trip to the free throw line. Now that is a smart play by Thomas Dimsha. He knew all he needed to do was draw the contact from Hunter and he'd get to the free throw line. Very, very heads up play there by Dimsha. That foul chalked up to Hunter. His fourth foul as well. Real foul trouble for the visitors, Türk Telekom now. Hunter is on 4 fouls, as is Nick Johnson. TJ Campbell's on 3. As for the home team, Dimsha's the only player. Sorry, Dimsha and Lakunis are the 2 players on 4 as Dimsha nails both free throws. And the lead is chipped down to just 1 possession now. 72 to Lietkabelis, 75 to Türk Telekom. Foul is called, 2 shots awarded. Bear in mind that Türk Telekom held a 26-point lead in the second quarter. As TJ Campbell misses the first of his free throws. The veteran point guard feeling the pressure. And the second, as players fall to the floor in the paint. Another opportunity for Lietkabelis to either reduce the lead or potentially even tie the game. Brown fakes the 3. He's got the mismatch he wants against Fall though. He's going to shoot the long 3. Still doesn't go his way, but Sakic with the rebound for Lietkabelis. Brown catch and shoot again, and this one drops at last. Ken Brown finds some form from outside, and we have a tied ball game here in Panevėžys. 75 to Lietkabelis, 75 to Türk Telekom. The first time this game has been close since the opening stages, and that is exactly what they wanted. Sakic with the rebound. He finds Brown on the weak side. Brown, green light once again, hits the 3 and ties the game. Let's jump into the Türk Telekom huddle.
Out of pass, not the ball. Inside, outside, lying signal middle, okay? Hey! Offense! Pistol 4! Pistol 4! Okay, hey! Money! You will be here! RJ! DJ! Hand off, money get the ball! Move! Screen. Pass. Okay. No. I am sorry. RJ here. RJ here. Okay. Please.
So we're entering the closing stages of what has been an absolute drama of a night of European basketball. Game day 3 of the Basketball Champions League. Doesn't get much more exciting than this game between Lietkabelis and Türk Telekom. Nothing between them, 3.5 minutes to play. This is when heroes are made and villains are born. TJ Campbell hands it back now. Weigl almost loses the handle, down to 2 seconds. Is he going to get anything away? He does. Oh, and he gets it to go. Ice running through the veins there on Mohamed Weigl. Oh, wow. What a clutch play. Brown now, what's he got in store? Oh, a simple drive to the basket. Sakic, corner 3. Top right. Doesn't even catch the ring with that one. And Türk Telekom have a 3-2 break. Oh, big play by RJ Hunter. And before you know it, the Türk Telekom lead is back up to 5 points. Wow, what a way to come out of a timeout. Responded really, really well to the words of Coach Birak Gordon. And the timeout has now been called by Lietkabelis as they see a 5-point lead opened up on them within 45 seconds. Let's listen to Coach Chanak and see what he has to say to his team.
Go fast. Go, Martina. Go, go. If you're open, take up, okay? Okay? Nothing, hand off. One more hand off attack, okay? Yes!
I don't think you could have chosen a more appropriate song in the background as well with the lyrics, "It's now or never," raining out around the arena, and it certainly is now or never for Lietkabelis. Remember, they are 0-2 in this group, yet to win a game in the Basketball Champions League this season, whilst Türk Telekom sit on a perfect 2-0 record after 2 game days. Can Lietkabelis upset the form book and come away with a big win here this evening? They're going to have to fight their way back into it again. They're down by 5 now. Dimsha fakes the 3, drives inside, little scoop, knocked away by Mustafa Foul though. Another block chalked up to his name. Not quite as dramatic as some of the other blocks he's had this season already, but they all do the same job, protecting that rim for Türk Telekom. Dimsha to inbound the ball now. Brown uses a Saya screen, being guarded closely by Campbell though. Dimsha, wonderful catch and shoot opportunities off target, and you could see by the way he landed, he wasn't sure that was on track, and it wasn't this time. This could be a deadly possession for Türk Telekom now. Can they score? Can they take it out to a 3-possession game? Campbell uses a screen set by Foul. Foul rolls to the basket. Gets the double team coming across to him. Comes back out. Catch and shoot. Weigl. No joy, but the follow is strong by Wiltshire. And he has been doing that all evening, Kyle Wiltshire. Wonderful play by him once again. He's got 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals to his name. And if there's one player that maybe the stats aren't telling you the whole story, it's him. He has been a thorn in the side of Lietkabelis for the entire game as Sakic picks up his 3rd foul. Just over 2 minutes to play, and it's currently a 2-possession game. Is it going to be extended? Yes, it is. As Wiltshire takes his tally up to 12 points personal now. And it's a 3-possession game. Lakunis comes back into the game. He's on 4 fouls, but this is the last roll of the dice now for Coach Chanak and Lietkabelis. Lakunis steps out, goes to Sakic, and it looks like Lietkabelis are going to run quite a small lineup here, looking for the perimeter shot, no doubt. Lekunis into Sakic, shot clock down to 5. Now into the hands of Lietkabelis, off to the left with his shot. And the rebound is pulled down by Beigel, and he's going to take his time, and that's a big part of it now for Türk Telekom. It's all about time management. They do need to still get good shots, but they want them late on in the shot clock. They don't want early opportunities. Double team across the foul. Quick skip to the corner. RJ Hunter. Oh! Absolute dagger with the corner pocket 3. RJ Hunter. And the lead is back to double digits. Heartbreak for the crowd here in Panevėžys as they see their home team mount what is one of the biggest comebacks that we'll have seen in the Basketball Champions League. But it looks like it might be too little, too late as Türk Telekom open out the lead again. Let's listen to this. Lietkabelis timeout.
You are guarding by him. Make speed and spread. Attack. Who is guarding by Paul? Immediately him. Pick and roll, run. Okay. Go, freeze. Defense freeze immediately.
And there's the corner 3 earlier on from Hunter. And we almost saw a mirror of it just before that timeout as well, as RJ Hunter really banged a nail in the coffin of Lietkabelis in this one. Hit a big shot. And Lietkabelis have done absolutely everything they can to fight their way back into this one. You do have to bear in mind that they were down by 26 points in the second quarter. They brought it back to a tied game, 75 apiece here in the final quarter. But Türk Telekom were just able to change up gears a little bit and pull themselves away to a double-digit lead again. Is there one last twist in the tail of this one, though? Lekunis trying to shape up foul, drives inside to the corner. Skip past Brown now. Right hand teardrop is good from Ken Brown. Brown moves up to 11 points personal now. 6 assists as well. Not a bad night for him. And Lietkabelis are going to have to chase this one. They're down by 8. Almost a backcourt violation, though. That would have helped them out. Inside now to Wiltshire. Oh, my goodness me. And that sums the night up, I think, for Türk Telekom. That was a pass from Beigel, and it just was nothing but net and went for 3. And that's real heartbreak for Lietkabelis. You know that the gods are not shining on you and not looking down on you. Look at this again. There's the pass, and it's pure string music by Beigel. Absolutely unbelievable play. If that doesn't go onto the highlight reels, I don't know what will. And then you know it's your day when those kind of plays go your way. Beigel now to Campbell. Beigel shaping up. Lekunis drives inside and draws the foul. I think the basket's going to be given. I think the continuation. And that's going to be really the last nail in the coffin of Lietkabelis. Lekunis is going to go to the bench on 5 fouls. 9.1 seconds left in the game. And yeah, there was a continuation given. And Türk Telekom's lead is back out to 13. And you see a slightly broken spirit of Lietkabelis. He goes to the bench with just 5 points to his name, Lekunis. And you do wonder when the season's going to get started for Lietkabelis. They've never lost 2 Basketball Champions League games in a row at home, and this is the first time it's going to happen. As Beigel adds to the pain from the free-throw line. Brown almost loses the handle. Inside finger roll for 2 is no good. And that will be the end of the game here in Panevėžys. And a roller coaster ride we've been dealt here. End of the game though. Türk Telekom win this one. Lietkabelis 77, Türk Telekom 91. A real roller coaster of a match we've had here in the Sado Arena in Panevėžys. So much to talk about. Türk Telekom obviously got out to an unbelievable start to the game. And we're up by 26 at one point in that second quarter. Only for Lietkabelis to tie it up in the fourth. Here's your shooting stats, and you have to give a hat tip to Lietkabelis' perimeter shooting in the second half. They were woeful in the first, far better in the second, but Türk Telekom's rebounding presence there, I think, was enough to get them across. Here's your top scorers: Hunter with 25, Weigl with 21, Foul with 15 for Türk Telekom. And then leading the way for the home team, Lietkabelis, 17 points for Dimša, 13 points for Brown, and 11 for Sayas. But it wasn't enough for the home team to get their first win of the season. And as I said, an absolutely blistering start to the game for the visitors, Türk Telekom. On the back, really, of big man Mustafa Foul. He had 11 points in that first quarter. That enabled them to open up an impressive 25-15 lead after just 10 minutes of action. Pretty much mirrored that in the second quarter and went to the halftime locker room with an exceptionally healthy 19-point lead. They extended that further. They extended that further within that second quarter. They're up by 26 at one point, but they were a late burst from Lietkabelis was enough to bring it back down to just 19 points. Lietkabelis continued that streak in the third quarter, outscoring Türk Telekom 28-20. And then in that final quarter, they had another surge, and they managed to come back from 26 points down in the second quarter to tie the game in the fourth quarter at 75 apiece with just a few minutes to play. However, it wasn't enough. It wasn't to be here, as Türk Telekom outscored Lietkabelis 22-19 in that final quarter, securing the 14-point win. Lietkabelis 77, Türk Telekom 91. And as I say, the visitors hung their hat on Mustafa Foul early in the game. He ended up with 15 points, 6 rebounds to his name. Leading all scorers, however, was RJ Hunter, 25 points and 5 assists and 3 steals for him. Also north of 20 points was Mohamed Weigl, 21 points for him. And 6 rebounds, 5 assists. A great box score read for Mohamed Weigl. Also in double-digit scoring was Kyle Wiltshire. He had a very influential night, not necessarily lighting up the box score, but ended up with 12 points, 6 rebounds, a couple of assists and 3 steals as well. But he was really influential in key moments in the game. For the home team, things looked a bit better in that second half. Their top scorer is Jelko Sakic with 18 points. He shot 4 from 8 from the perimeter. Almost got himself a double-double, just 1 rebound away. Also 2 assists for him. Also in double digits was Dimša with 17 points. Kendrick Brown with 13 points. And Martinez Sayas with 11 points. But it was all to no avail, as they weren't able to pick up their first win of this Basketball Champions League season. Now both these teams will look forward to game day 4. And for the home team, Lietkabelis, they will go back on the road and take on Oostende on Tuesday next week, whilst Türk Telekom will also be on the road again. They'll go to Manresa and they'll face off against Manresa in game day 4. Now at the moment, this moves Türk Telekom to top of the group standings. You see with their 3-0 record, Lietkabelis rooted to the bottom of the table. They really need their season to get started soon. But here in Panevėžys, game day 3 is finished. Lietkabelis 77, Türk Telekom 91. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the action, and we'll see you all again soon.